Hey buff dudes and girls, back at it with the 3 easy tips to improve blank instantly. And we're filling in the blank with the bench press today. We went through the comments and we saw that the bench press was in high demand. So we're going to go over the 3 easy tips to better your bench press instantly. And the first tip is going to be scapula retraction and depression. One of the most important things you can remember when performing the bench press. It's a lot of times sometimes hard to get that perfect retraction in the scapula, but it's also the depression as well. So you're not only pulling the scapula back, and you really want to practice this. So when you bring it back, you can see squeezing back. So here, you're really engaging those traps, and depressing it is what you're going to do is pull it down. So when you're in the press position, you're grabbing the bar, what you want to do is let that bar push back on the scapula. So you're really bringing it back, squeezing those traps together and depressing them downward too. Immediately, that is going to stabilize that shoulder joint. So when you're bringing it down, you feel really nice and stable, get that nice clean press at the top position. So if you do not retract and depress the scapula properly, the shoulder joint is going to be a little bit more free floating, and that could not only hold you back from really heavy lifts, but it also can lead to injury, which is you don't want. Tip number 2 is going to be bar control. So to be able to control the bar, sometimes when you get under the weight, especially if you're new to the bench press, it's going to feel a lot wobbly. Well, if it feels wobbly, retracting, depressing the shoulders immediately is going to help with that, but you also want to have control on the way down. In order to get that, what you want to visualize is almost pulling the bar downward in a really controlled manner. And it sounds really weird to think about that, because obviously the bar and the gravity is going to want to take over and you're going to drop. But a lot of times you see it, guys, they'll bring it down in a quickward motion, kind of bounce off the chest and get to the top position just to get the lift in. But you really want that control. You want that eccentric contraction. You want that negative. You want to make sure that chest is working, reach in that stretch reflex, the bottom position. It's like a rubber band. You're pulling it nice and tight. Once you get down to that position, rubber band to the top position in a nice fast manner. And to be able to get that nice bar control, visualize like you're spreading the bar and pulling it downward when you retract and depress your scapula, and you'll feel like it's a really good controlled motion when you're performing this. So retract, depress the shoulder, and then nice and slow, feel like you're kind of pulling that bar down to your chest, and then push it off really fast, just like so. And you'll feel like you're building up a lot of energy as you pull it down to that sternum area, and then explosively push it to the top position to get that nice squeeze. Tip number 3 is going to be the position of your body. Where should your body be? Where should your hips be? Where should your feet be? Should there be a small arch in your lower back? Most of the pressure needs to be in the upper back, meaning that the bar in a vertical position needs to be pressing down in your upper back so you can have a nice push and get that nice feel for the upper back, press straight through the back. But a lot of people forget you can build up a lot of energy through your legs too. You'll see a lot of power lifters bring their legs really far back like this, get a really big arch here, and they'll get in that bench press position and they'll pull it down and then push. What that happens is you're tightening this whole area up, building that energy up, and you can actually create a lot of energy through your feet up all the way into your chest. And it sounds pretty funny, but once you perform that, and once you start feeling that, once you build up that tension in your whole body, all of a sudden you start putting up heavier and heavier weight because your whole body is a nice stable machine ready to press a lot of that weight. So you don't necessarily have to get in that power lifting position, but you do want your feet flat on the floor, and you want to get those hamstrings and hips nice and tight. You can have a small arch in the lower back. A lot of times just kind of put your hand right in your lower back position here, and if it fits right in your lower back between the bench and your back, you'll know it's about the right position. Keep that pressure on your upper back, so when you're pressing up, it's all through here, the pressure downward, and then the push up, but you're building that energy through your hamstrings, your hip, your core. Get that nice small arch in that lower back, get that nice solid press to that top position. So try those 3 easy tips out and see what you think. And as always, leave a comment below to let us know what you want to see next in the 3 easy tips. And yeah, until next time, stay buff.